this hammer. If he be worthy, he shall possess the power of Thor.
Captain America with Thor's powers. In Avengers Endgame we saw something that Cap did in the fight that he wasn't able to do during Infinity War. He gave Thanos a pretty hard fight. As we all saw, the fight was much harder for Thanos as Cap started hitting Thanos with combinations and punches that challenged Thanos. This happened because when Captain America picked up Mjolnir he got Thor's powers, which includes a boost in strength, endurance and power. Steve Rogers is worthy, and for that, Captain America gets Thor's powers. The inscription on Mjolnir reads, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if they be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." It doesn't matter how strong you are, if you aren't worthy, you can't lift Thor's hammer, no matter how hard you try. It's why Thor, at a low point in his life, is so relieved to find that he can still call and hold Mjolnir when he travels back to the events of Thor: The Dark World. In Avengers: Age of Ultron, we got the slightest hint of what was to come when Cap was able to slightly budge the hammer when trying to pick it up. Thor's reaction shot there was priceless and teases the moment in Endgame when Steve finally gets to call down the lightning. Of course, the big payoff in Age of Ultron was that Vision, not Cap, was able to wield it near the end of the movie as a way of proving his fidelity, but many of us knew that there was more to it, including Thor, who exclaims "I knew it" when Cap gets his big moment with the hammer. There is comic book precedent to Cap picking up Mjolnir. While not the first non-Thor character to pull that off in Marvel canon, that would be the delightful Beta Ray Bill. He's had a couple moments where he's been able to prove he is worthy and cracked some heads with the Uru metal. We will go over the many times Cap was able to pick up Thor's hammer. Let's look at those now and go over them. In the mighty Thor 390, Thor dropped his hammer after being tackled by an enemy named Grog. Grog tried to lift Mjolnir but couldn't budge it. Instead, he started torturing Thor with a laser. Cap didn't quite understand the whole worthy gimmick at the time and figured it was just really heavy. Even though Grog, big guy of a mini-boss, couldn't do it, Cap decided it was worth trying. Captain America picked it up and wiped the floor with the Goon Squad. He tossed it back to Thor, who proceeded to finish off the bad guys during the 2099 series, even though it's been brought back a few times since. 2099 was one of Marvel's big fixtures in the 90s. It was how 90s comics felt the future would be like. The story was that the heroes had long gone missing, and there were no surviving records of what happened. Either way, Thor was worshipped as a religious figure and many awaited his return. After a few years, the line of comics lost its luster, and they wrote it off with this one shot, where they found Captain America's frozen body. As Steve got accustomed to this new world, Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man at the time, gave him Donald Blake's walking stick. With a little reluctance, Steve accepted the gift and struck it to the ground, transforming it into Mjolnir and transforming himself into a gaudy Cap Thor hybrid. The next instance was during What If: Age of Apocalypse. The story dealt with the character of Legion accidentally killing both Magneto and Xavier. The event had terrible repercussions, leading to governments to discover the existence of mutants earlier and going straight for the persecution. Apocalypse made his big appearance and the world got weirder than in normal Age of Apocalypse continuity. For one, Apocalypse's army included a nest of Peter Parker clones connected by a big Venom symbiote blob. The whole issue was mainly these defenders jumping from one spot to another, facing different threats and gradually losing members. Towards the end, Nate Gray killed Apocalypse, stole his armor, killed Molecule Man, and opened up a portal to the past so they could prevent the deaths of Xavier and Magneto. Fearing that Gray would become a tyrant as bad as Apocalypse himself, Cap killed him via Mjolnir and allowed the portal to be closed. He and Wolverine were the only survivors of the adventure. Fear Itself: War of the Worthy. Fear Itself was a Captain America Thor crossover idea that Marvel decided to turn into a full-on event. The Red Skull's daughter Sin came across a mystical hammer that transformed her into the deity Scotty. She helped unleash the forgotten Asgardian god, the Serpent, who in turn created 7 hammers that would possess and empower those worthy of unleashing fear. Steve Rogers revealing he was really an agent of Hydra all along. Hydra Cap then turned out to be a version of Steve Rogers created by a little girl with reality warping powers, Sure, who was manipulated by Red Skull. Cap in the end defeated fake Cap, and all was right in the world. Well, we think it's pretty cool that Cap got Thor's powers and was able to give Thanos a good fight he needed. In the end, whether he has the hammer of the Thunder God or not, Captain America is one of the Avengers' greatest heroes. Well, thanks for watching. We always enjoy and appreciate you joining. And of course, do not forget, if you like our content, please like, share and subscribe.